Here is your Golfer's Almanac for Saturday, June 3rd, 2023. Today, Hale Irwin has a birthday. Born in 1945 in Joplin, Missouri. He played golf at the University of Colorado for the Buffaloes and played football. He was twice named to the All-Big Ten team as a defensive back. Irwin also won the NCAA Individual Championship his senior year by 2 strokes, firing a third-round 65 that included a hole-in-one. He turned pro the next year in 1968 and won 20 times on the PGA Tour, including 3 times the U.S. Open champion. Irwin won at Winged Foot in 1974 and then again in 1979 at Inverness. In 1990, he sunk a 45-foot birdie putt on the last hole to get into a playoff with Mike Donald. After an 18-hole playoff, they were still tied when Irwin made a birdie on the first sudden death playoff hole to become, at 45, the oldest ever to win the U.S. Open Championship. Irwin played 5 Ryder Cup matches where the U.S. won each time. He moved on to the Champions Tour and had an even better career as a senior. He has more Champions Tour wins than anyone else at 45, and also won 7 Champions Tour majors, the senior PGA 4 times. And he's shot his age, or better, 44 times at Champions Tour events. What a lot to celebrate. Happy birthday, Hal. Also born on this day in 1919, Ely Calloway, born Ely Reeves Calloway Jr. in LaGrange, Georgia. Calloway golfed growing up, and Bobby Jones was a distant cousin of his. He was a successful textile executive, and after retiring, went into the wine business, establishing the Calloway Winery and Vineyards in 1974. Calloway retired for a second time after his company was purchased by Hiram Walker and Sons. He invested in the Hickory Stick Company, renaming it Callaway Hickory Stick in 1982, and then after he bought full control of the company, changed the name in 1988 to Callaway Golf. Today, Callaway is the world's largest manufacturer of golf clubs. On this day in 1984, Greg Norman won for the first time on the PGA Tour, 5 shots better than Mark O'Meara at the Kemper Open at Congressional in Bethesda, Maryland. Just a week later, at the 1984 U.S. Open at Winged Foot, Norman would lose in an 18-hole playoff to Fuzzy Zoeller. Norman won a total of 20 times on the PGA Tour to go with 14 wins on the European Tour and 33 wins on the PGA Tour of Australasia. On this day in 2012, Tiger Woods won the Memorial Tournament for the 5th time. This was Woods' 73rd win on the PGA Tour, tying Memorial host Jack Nicklaus's career total in victories. 11 years earlier, on the same day, Woods won the 2001 Memorial. This was his 3rd Memorial in a row and the 28th win for Woods on the PGA Tour. Finally, today in 2004, Joe Carr passed away. He was an Irish amateur golfer, perhaps one of the best in Irish golfing history. He won the British Amateur in 1953 at Liverpool and in 1958 at St Andrews. In 1960, he won at Royal Portrush in Ireland and then was runner-up in 1968 at Royal Troon. He played in the Open Championship on 14 occasions, with a tie for 8th in 1960, his best result. Carr was a member of 11 Walker Cup teams, including a non-playing captain role in 1965 and then as playing captain in 1967. He was the first Irishman to play at Augusta National in the Masters tournament and made 3 appearances, as well as becoming the first Irishman to become a member at Augusta National Golf Club. In 1991, Carr became captain of the Royal and Ancient Golf Club at St Andrews, the first Irishman to hold that post. Rest in power, Joe Carr. Here's a quote today that I'm going to attribute to Anonymous. Golf. You hit down to make the ball go up. You swing left and the ball goes right. The lowest score wins. And on top of that, the winner buys the drinks. That's it for today in golf history. Play fast, repair all the pitch marks you can find, and keep your golf ball in the short grass. Your Golfer's Almanac is a GolfToons production. It's written, produced, and narrated by me, Michael Duranko. I invite you to check out our original golf illustrations and the humor essays that accompany each of the golf cartoons. Tour Backspin is a weekly golf history newsletter that celebrates the PGA Tour in the 1960s and 70s with tie-ins to today's tour. They offer a bunch of content, contests, and other interesting bits. See the link in the show notes and subscribe.